Hey people, it is not Wednesday, but Board and Savior is here to talk about Unmatched, specifically about how much freaking stuff there is for it. Don't get me wrong, I like the stuff, but it takes up a lot of space on my shelves, so I have come up with an ingenious way to make it take a little bit less space up on the shelves. The first person ever to consolidate their Unmatched sets, and you are watching that video right now. That's not true. There's a ton of these. People do this all the time. Unmatched themselves released their own storage solution, so I am just throwing my hat into the ring and saying, I did it too. Mine is maybe less efficient, but there's a reason. So let's first of all say this altogether was all the Unmatched stuff that I owned, right? All these boxes were on my shelves. Now, all of these boxes are no longer on my shelves. Now, all that I own for Unmatched is contained within these boxes. Still a lot of stuff? Yes. Oh, also, Tales to Amaze is back there as well. I didn't include that in there. I considered it because we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's more room in these to include new stuff. You'll see what room I'm working with left over. We'll talk about all that. So there were two things that I was looking for when the time came to consolidate. First, obviously, less space taken up. That's a key. Clearly, that's the whole point of all of it. But then the other thing, and the reason that I hadn't consolidated before, was because I didn't want to lose out on the quality of Unmatched, the incredible artwork that's on all these boxes. When I saw their official storage solution, sure, those boxes look cool-ish, but they really were not capitalizing on all of the amazing artwork that is on these Unmatched boxes. So I was really saddened. I don't feel that deeply emotionally about this, but I didn't like that. I didn't like that from them, and then some other storage solutions which are great for consolidating space, like people put the Unmatched fighters into like this briefcase, and you have like all the Unmatched sets in these like little card boxes in this briefcase, and it looks great in terms of how much space it saves. But then one of the things on your shelves is a briefcase, and you're like, trust me, there's great artwork inside. And every time you look at your shelves, you're like, my silver briefcase. If that works for you, that's great. I think it is maybe the most efficient thing that I've seen for Unmatched storage, but I wanted artwork displayed still. And even with my storage solution, you'll see these little strappies are pretty necessary, these like game box straps to keep everything kind of in place, and that even does more than I'd like in terms of obscuring the artwork. Wanted artwork shown, wanted things to be smaller, but I didn't want things to be smaller so badly that I was willing to do what this guy did. I'm going to put up a little video. So this guy gave me a lot of great ideas. I'll link it down below for this dude's storage solution. It is more efficient than mine for sure, and it's still in the Unmatched boxes. What he did is he put each fighter into their own little card box, these like plastic tuck boxes for each fighter. And while I feel like it looks great in terms of consolidating things, and it will look good on the shelves because it's still in these great boxes, the tuck boxes themselves, for me, were too cheap looking, and the experience of, you know, popping open those little plastic tuck boxes and then getting the great quality that's inside of them, there was some kind of dissonance there for me. I wanted the boxes that the fighters were contained in to look as good as everything else, basically. That is one thing that I think the official Unmatched storage solution does really well. Those clear plastic boxes look great. I wish that I had those. This solution is the second best thing to those Unmatched character boxes. This box here, the T-Rex and Ellie Sattler box, contains all of the rule books. Every single rule book for Unmatched it also contains every single two-player, the boards included in the two-player games, or the two-fighter board games. So that's the 2 Jurassic Park ones, the Robin Hood versus Bigfoot, the Houdini versus the Genie, and the Beowulf versus Red Riding Hood. So that's all of those boards. There's also, as you can see in here, a bit more space in this box, maybe another, what is that, 1.5 inches? Maybe 2 inches for additional 2-player boards and any rule books from anything. So there's more room as I inevitably collect more and more Unmatched stuff. So that's the least interesting of these boxes. These straps are necessary because we are not dealing with the tops and bottoms of these boxes. No. We are dealing with 2 tops pressed against each other. And the reason for that is that these deck boxes that I am working with, these deck boxes are just barely the right size to fit like 3 in a row like this in the tops of the boxes. They do not fit 3 in a row in the bottoms of the boxes, and that is what I was kind of hoping for, is that I could do 3 in a row in the bottom and then put the top of whatever box. So like the Cobble and Fog bottom is here and the Cobble and Fog top goes over. That wasn't meant to be, and so these boxes, the tops of the boxes just sort of sit on top of each other. Is it perfect? No, but these straps do a good job of keeping the boxes like secure. In each of these little deck boxes here, we have 2 fighters, and they're both faced out, so you can see on one side whatever this is. This is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and then you flip it around and it's Sherlock Holmes. You open up the little plastic deck box, and all of Jekyll and Hyde's things are on one side, so you take out all the Jekyll and Hyde stuff, and then on the other side it's Holmes and the Holmes and Watson dials, and then Holmes, and then the Watson token. And that is how all of these are laid out. I'll say what's in each of these boxes. The other thing here is that the T-Rex is stored in this box, in kind of the top of the box, because he's humongous, and he's not going to fit in one of these deck boxes. That's just not going to work. So in this particular box, the Cobble and Fog bottom, Buffy top, we have all the Cobble and Fog fighters. So Jekyll and Hyde, Sherlock Holmes, Invisible Man, and Dracula are all in here. And then all of the Angel fighters, that is one of them, but all the Buffy fighters are in here too. So Angel, Buffy, Spike, and Willow are all in here. Then all the Jurassic Park stuff is in here as well. Why? I don't know. We just kind of threw it in because it fit. So the Raptors, Sattler, Muldoon, and the T-Rex are all in this box. And then finally, Bigfoot and Robin Hood are in here as well. And you will notice, so for any of these boxes, you do have to, right now, look at the back, or the front, whatever you want to say, of the deck box. There's nothing on top to indicate who is inside, and that is something that I think I'm going to change eventually. I'm trying to figure out the best method of doing that that isn't ugly or that isn't like sloppy. Like I feel like gluing something to the top of this box, there's no way that I could do that like super cleanly. I think it would look kind of gunky, and I don't want to do that. So I'm figuring out what the best method there is of a top-down, okay, I can see that Robin Hood and Bigfoot are in here, and it looks good still. Still figuring that out. Maybe like double-sided tape. I feel like that even would look not super hot. As you can see, I'm wearing my Buffalo Bills hoodie right now, and today it is January 21st. It's the day that the Bills are going to play the Chiefs in the playoffs, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm wearing this to hopefully give them a little bit of good luck. But comment down below whether or not I'm sad right now in the future. Let's hope I'm not. And the Bills did well. Oh yeah, also in this box on top are 3 of the bigger boards. Baskerville Manor, the Raft, and then whatever this one is, the Hanging Gardens. These are all also in here. Slide the top of that back on. Slide that on over. Let's look at the Marvel set now, shall we? So this is contained in the tops of the Hell's Kitchen and Brains and Brawn boxes, because they're my favorite boxes. That's why I wanted to hang on to those. Is this upside down or right side up? It's upside down, right side up. Woo! Okay, so in this box is every single Marvel thing, with the exception of the rule books, which are over there. But it's all the Marvel fighters, so including the tokens. They're in a little plastic baggie over here. So we have Daredevil and Bullseye here. We've got Black Panther and Elektra here. We have Black Widow and Winter Soldier there. Ms. Marvel and Squirrel Girl in this one. We've got Cloak and Dagger and Doctor Strange right here. Spidey and She-Hulk there. Moon Knight and Deadpool. And Luke Cage and Ghost Rider here. So another thing that I tried to do is make sure that on one side you can see the back of the artwork of a fighter. So in this case, it's Luke Cage. You can see the card back. And then if you look up top, you can see Ghost Rider. So at a glance, without even having to turn it around, you can see who is in each crate, each little box. That's the idea there. Because these boxes are smaller, because they're the 3-player boxes, there are no boards, no game boards in here, so it just kind of sits on top, and there's even a little bit of lid lift between here you can see through, and that was another reason that I wanted these straps. So that's what's in the Marvel box. It's just every single Marvel fighter fits in there. And then finally, the volumes 1 and 2 boxes right here. Let's open these up, and believe it or not, we're going to see the Unmatched volumes 1 and 2 things in here, plus all the rest of the boards. So, Helicarrier, the Sunnydale High, the Sanctum Sanctorum, Navy Pier, Sarpedon, and Hell's Kitchen. So that's all the other boards are on top of this box. And then we have all the other fighters plus 2 empty boxes for future expansions. And there's space in the other big box for 1 additional deck box. So this one has both of the volumes 1 and 2. So Yanenga and Achilles in here, Sun Wukong and Bloody Mary in this one. This one is Medusa and King Arthur. This one is Alice and Sinbad. Then we have the other 2 fighter sets included in here. So Genie and Houdini, the Beowulf and Red Riding Hood. And then over here we have a single fighter, Bruce Lee. And then on the other side I have all of the, I don't know why I'm keeping these, but I have all the cards that I have fancy schmancy duplicates of, like the foil duplicates. I've put the foil duplicates into the decks and removed the cards that aren't foil, and I'm hanging on to those for whatever reason, you know. Also, the Beowulf board doors are in there as well. So, with all of that said, that's my current storage solution for Unmatched. Is it perfect? No. Does it feel nice? It feels a lot nicer than how I imagine those cheaper deck boxes feel. These have a good look and feel to them. They seem to be a bit more of a premium vibe than those thin plastic colorful alternatives. And so, yeah, I'm very happy with the amount of space that this saves and the prettiness of the result. The only problem, I mean, not the only problem, I wish it saved even more space, but the big problem with this kind of style is that you can't just pull out one single fighter at a time. You're pulling out two at once. And if you want to play Medusa versus Beowulf, you're opening two of these. How big of a deal is that? Not that big of a deal, because then you have to, the other way, you have to open up two full boxes, like in how I had them stored before. You got to open up the Beowulf set and the Volume 1 set. So this is faster than that. It's not as fast as it could possibly be, but it's a good, for me, melding between convenience and still a nice premium look and feel. So that is how I store the Unmatched sets. Leave a comment down below if you're doing something different, what you think about this version, what you did for yours. Very curious to see what everyone else did. If you have like the same hang-ups about it as I do, where it's like, this option doesn't seem as premium, or this option doesn't like save enough space. Very curious to see how you handled all of that. I'll also just say go Bills, and yeah, let's hope that they did good. I'm scared. Go Bills. Whew. All right, bye guys.
Bum 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 bum.